and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. So last time we entered Catfish's Maw, and that's our 5th dungeon, by the way. And we started to fight a Stalfos who keeps running away. We've done 3 encounters. There are color-coordinated tiles. By all logic, it should be down here. Reminder, I marked all of the staircases, so if my note-taking was accurate, this should be close to the end. This is giving me Pikmin 2 flashbacks. The perplexing pool puzzle for the one item at the far north corner. Pikmin 2 is a game I've considered redoing as a Let's Play because that was so early on, and it wasn't exactly my best Let's Play. So I wish I had the Wii version, because I'd actually like to show that for variety's sake. Also widescreen. So yeah, I've thought about redoing that, but yeah, the scale puzzles in games always make me think of Pikmin because of struggling with so many scale puzzles across so many entries. And with that, we have finally defeated the Stalfos and have obtained the hookshot. You got the hookshot. Its chain stretches long when you use it. Cool. That's being equipped right away. The hookshot is a fan favorite, especially now in our gaming climate of everyone playing randomizers. It just feels like whenever I see randomizers being played, the hookshot, grappling hook, long shot, etc. are all kind of seen as like, you know, the holy grail of each type of randomizer. Because they open up a lot of cool items and cool areas. You know, like in Wind Waker, the grappling hook is super important because if you get that, then you can fish up treasure from the bottom of the ocean. You can go through grappling points, you get access to dungeons. So yeah, I feel like the hookshot and grappling hook. The grappling hook I don't think is in this game, but just, you know, comparable item. Yeah, I feel like it's always been a pretty popular item, just because of the cool factor of like zipping across a cavern with like a hook. Also, you can stun enemies. But yeah, I feel like it's gotten even more popular nowadays because of how desired it is whenever people do randomizers. Did I not mark the other side of this tunnel? I did not. Yeah, this place I do find a little complicated. There we go, that's this one. So yeah, all caught up now. We actually shouldn't go this way. We should go the other way, because that kind of leads to the boss door, it looks like. Yeah, so we're gonna save that for later. What happened on my first playthrough was I couldn't find the right staircase. I had to try each staircase, and figure it out, so it was not a fun time. Again, admittedly, a lot of it was my fault for not taking advantage of the new features. So yeah, this time I'm definitely remembering. So we have this little section here, which is kind of cool. It's a sub-area, but it's an underwater sub-area. Once again, what haven't I used? Let's use this one. So we have bloopers, continuing the Mario theming. It's so weird having Mario characters showing up constantly in this game. It's like, I know they're both Nintendo, but it doesn't feel like they cross over very much. Alright, so with our new hookshot, we can extend these little platforms, or these little bridges, and that's the key. But we still need a couple small keys to get to the boss door, or nightmare door, whatever it's called. I actually don't need to... I'm gonna mark this section anyway, so I don't have to second guess. But yeah, not super necessary to do that, I admit. It's also tricky because you have an underwater warp, and it matches up to a staircase. So you have one staircase that doesn't immediately look like it connects to anything, so that's a little confusing as well. I also, to answer the potential question of how did I get through this on Game Boy Color, it's because I used a guide. Most 2D Zelda games I play with guides, because these games are actually really confusing if you've started playing with 3D Zeldas. Which I did. I started with Wind Waker, so I'm really used to, like, 3D Zelda formulas, not so much 2D. So hearts, and... another rupee. Again, lots of rupees, that's good, we need them for something special coming up. Again, the hookshot's just really cool to use. It's fun. Small key. But yeah, now that I'm actually thinking about it, I'm getting a little concerned by the fact that I do not remember the next dungeon at all. Again, I remember this dungeon vaguely going into it. Yeah, the next one is kind of a blur, and that's not exactly a good feeling. You know, it doesn't exactly instill confidence. So we need to go down. So push this block, go to the left, go back in, push to the right. Again, I want to say the Oracle games do this too. It's always interesting to me that the Oracle games were technically canon, but they weren't made by Nintendo, same with Minish Cap. And I really like all three, actually. They have some garbage moments, I'll admit. Especially if you want to go for 100%, Minish Cap and the Oracle games are not fun. But yeah, overall they're pretty good. Minish Cap has the figurine quest, which just takes a long time because you have to farm for the little seashells. By the way, did I show this yet? You can easily defeat these enemies by using the hookshot to take off their mask. Yeah, I don't know if I actually showed that or not. So we have 2 keys. We have to go the long way, because of course we do. I actually don't know what's here, because we have the boss key, so it feels like we should be almost done. Oh boy, good thing I stocked up on arrows, actually. I was like, oh, I should have gone for bombs. I should take that back. This is, obviously like, what's the name of them? Gomas? Classic Zelda enemy. I'm not a fan of this fight. It's very tedious. Sometimes they'll open their eyes and shoot out a laser, other times they'll just charge. You can attack them when they open their eyes. Obviously not when they're doing the charge attack like that. I'm really thankful I have the blue mail right now and the upgraded quiver, because I'm going through arrows very quickly. Again, I am not the biggest fan of this. Not even because I don't like spiders, because these are not scary to me. I just find this really tedious. If I can avoid using this in Dungeon Maker, I will. But some areas force it, which... not the biggest fan of that. But we'll get into that once we finally get into down-pace mode. Finally. They're actually more crab-like than spider-like in this game. Anyway, that is finally the midpoint of the dungeon. So that goes there, right? I'm trying to figure out how I set up this guide for myself. I think this is the right way. I hope. Or else I just mismarked the map really badly. Yeah, this is a one-way, so we have to actually go the other way. Through the... I think it was the spade side that I set it up as. Like this side. Yeah, just to here. So, hey, we're actually getting used to have the midpoint for once. I feel like the midpoints are actually used a lot in this game. I think a lot of other games have midpoint warps, but this game actually uses them really cleverly, where it's like, oh, this, thing that you get by defeating the mid-boss, you use it by, doing something early in the dungeon, so you actually do have an excuse to warp. Obviously it's a little bit pointless now that we have the warp song, but still. It's kind of a nice idea to actually make it convenient to actually warp, instead of just having it there as a shortcut in case you die. And it even played the little Mario bonk sound when I stepped on the Goomba. Not the Goomba, the Cheep Sheep. I don't think I'd ever jumped on a Cheep Sheep in this game for obvious reasons. So yeah, that's news to me. I didn't know it played that sound for a Cheep Sheep. Please tell me this is right. Well, this isn't a good setup, but oh well. There we go, final key. Obviously we want the hook shot because it's our item, and it will probably be used in the boss because that's Zelda tradition. To be honest, I don't know what the boss is of this dungeon. So, you're the outsider, come to wake the windfish. Kihihi, I shall eat you. So this is the slime eel. So what we want to do is basically yank it out of the wall and then attack the glowing weak spot. Of course it's glowing because it is a Zelda game. These games tend to telegraph enemy weak spots a lot. Oh, that's an attack I've actually never seen before. Like a decoy. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it do that before, and I've fought this boss a few times because of, you know, Dungeon Maker again, since you have to reuse rooms. So yeah, that's kind of a weird experience, being like, how have I never seen that attack before? So that's a fake. That's another fake. Okay, I have a greater appreciation for this boss fight now that I know it can actually try to trip you up like that. It's actually not showing up. There it is. It'd be nice with the double damage sword in this case because of just this fight taking a long time. Again, how have I never seen that? Shit all miss me down. You can't also attack it again. You have to wait out the cycle, sadly. I think you can also only grab it when the mouth is open. At least from what I can tell. It feels like staying in the middle would be a good idea, but also staying in the middle is not easy. Oh, that was almost a mistake. I'm playing this fight really poorly. But we're almost done. Tisk tisk, you don't seem to know what kind of island this is. Kihihi, what a fool. Kihihi. Well, that's ominous. In any case, that takes care of our 5th dungeon, and yeah, we're almost, up to the amount of health you would have normally by the, original game. Of course, there are more heart pieces, so you actually wouldn't have this much health at this point. And our 5th instrument... You got the Wind Marimba. shrine. The island's secret in the shrine. We already got told about the shrine earlier because we went out of our way for a seashell. So yeah, that's like the ruins, if I'm not mistaken. But of course, it's not that easy. Also, I'm just realizing that's a really low-res background. I actually am now wondering if all of them are that low-res, because I just now noticed. So you know it's not gonna be that easy, right? We, of course, have a whole new selection of items to go hunt for, because of course we do, it's a Zelda game. So we're gonna obviously take some time to collect some things. I feel like the collection segments are actually longer than the dungeons themselves, which I find kind of interesting. Again, this isn't even that long of a game or that side quest heavy. But yeah, it just feels like you spend more time in the overworld, which is kinda cool. Overworld exploration is all just kinda neat. So now we can actually deal with these enemies fairly easily with the hook shot to stun them. You put the missing scale in the mermaid statue. Alright, a secret passageway with invisible enemies. So we're gonna jump through and pick up. You got the magnifying lens. This will reveal many things you couldn't see before. So those enemies down here? Yeah, we can see them now. I like how they spin with you. So yeah, we can see invisible things, and that opens up a ton of things to do now. I am feeling kind of unmotivated to try to walk all the way back, so we're just gonna warp. Gonna make this simple on ourselves. It's not even that far, it's just a little bit simpler to do this. I kind of wonder if more Zelda games should do this kind of a system where the songs, you just select them from a menu instead of having to manually play them, because I feel like I can see arguments both ways. It's more convenient having an autoplay through a menu, but it's kinda nice getting to play them yourself. Hey, you can see me? You must have a magnifying glass. I'm not a troublemaker, I just want to live in peace. I'll give you this if you promise to keep your mouth shut. You found a secret seashell. If you collect a lot of these, there could be something in it for you. A promise is a promise, okay? Hey, you should head out to the cave at Trombo Shores. Use the magnifying glass there and you'll find someone else like me. Interesting. We shall do that next time. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.